Welcome everyone to a brand new game in Age of Empires 2. Today we're looking at MastyJames right here, who is playing as a Chinese. Now, who is this player, you may wonder? Well, you can ask him himself in chat. MastyJames has been joining the stream today and helping me a little bit with some insight as to how to properly play the Chinese. Now, one thing that I'm wondering about is like how I can't move around here. Can I move my mouse is stuck right now. All right, so we're gonna have a very interesting stream right now because I cannot move. Okay, I found a way to move with my mouse, and I think that we're just gonna have to figure this out. This is not correct, but this is the way it is. We're here in the arena. We're here with MastyJames playing in the Chinese, and we have a smiley face playing as the Teutons. And the Teutons right here are a civilization that I have not played all that much, nor do I know much about. But what we see right here is that they are not really a naval civilization. They're not really an archery civilization. And they do seem to have more infantry, just going off the technologies. But yeah, right here we have a match on Arena. And one of the things that's great about Arena is that on Arena you have a little bit more time to yourself, because one of the things that you see right here is that these players, they have a bit of a wall, and the wall protects them, as walls should. And because of that, you have a little bit more time to boom up, to make mistakes, even though it seems like they're not really making that many mistakes. Look at those idle TC times. We have 42 seconds for MastyJames and 0 time for a smiley face over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him smiley face. I have no idea. I have no idea how to what to call the Teuton player right here. But yeah, as you can see right here, they have all the time they need to go and have some fun. Take out the walls in the back because you can access your resources better. And it seems like MastyJames right here has a little bit more of an extra space. Now I wonder, did you know about this at this point in time? Probably. Well, not entirely like that was over there, but yeah, there is quite a bit of space over there. Let's see whether that will be possible. Let's see. MastyJames says it's a she and call her Crab, short for Crapsicle. Ah, I see. So MastyJames is playing against Crapsicle, or Crab, as I shall call her. And thank you so much for that extra information. I really appreciate it. But yeah, here we are. Crapsicle, she's out here gathering the sheep, going on, let's see, 7 villagers right here going on food, pushing into hunt as well. Are you guys both on hunt? Let me see. Yep, both on hunt, bringing that boar. See, this is like the big difference between like me playing this game or, you know, MastyJames and Crapsicle playing this game, because look at that. They haven't really touched all that many of their sheep, and they're out here taking the hunt. Nicely over there. We have the mill coming up over there. We have houses coming up on the back. Now, one of the things that I wanted to kind of look at is like, how does a good player play the Chinese? Because I just played the Chinese. I was completely out of my element with it. And yeah, I kind of fumbled it pretty hard. And one of the things that was... that was very curious about that is like the Chinese start with less food, so your start is very important. Now, we have Crab saying that the trush is incoming, which means that a tower rush is incoming, which is really kind. I didn't know that was something that you were supposed to do as a player online at the start. Just tell people what your plans are, but I'll try and start doing that now. That is wonderful. Well, anyway, let's see what the houses are being built right here alongside the wall. We have Crab going out and and checking around to see what the activity out here is. And yeah, she is making a joke. I was kind of anticipating that. I didn't really see the villagers on stone for doing the tower rush. I would explain, but it'd take a while. I mean, you're more than welcome to explain, because I guess this match is not going to be over in 5 minutes. But yeah, but someone says this is a lobby game, not a ladder game. Basically, the games that I'm playing then, I guess. So it's like unranked, which I think, like, I've not played ranked. It seems like very scary to me. There will come a time where I'm definitely going to play ranked, but before I do that, I do want to go through the 5 stages of Age of Empires 2, which I talked about a little bit back. We have a little bit of a scout war going on. Seems like this one is gonna be forfeited. Ah, no, it's not fair. It's a one-on-one battle. It's a one-on-one battle. You don't bring him back up unless these 2 villagers are out here just to go watch. I mean, a watch party's always good. You know, you can have supporters out there, but not please. If you have a one-on-one scout battle, it's got to be one-on-one. Anyway, that scout is ready to go and sail the high seas again. Let me see like how the scouting is for both players. Meanie soon be. Oh no, we're gonna have a lot of like inside chat right here. which I don't know what is worse. I don't know what is worse. Either like for MastyJames to see like this this personal chat be displayed right here on stream, or whether it is me reading out these chat messages being completely oblivious to their meaning. I'll try and ignore probably as much as I can from what I don't understand, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, as we see right here, Macy is out here exploring the map quite well. Look at that scouting going on. Like, one thing I really, really appreciate is, hold on, what is that? That's Crab Scout. Also scouting quite well. As we're seeing here in this very, very normal match, it's going to be quite alright. MastyJames is saying, well, there's a reason the lobby was called Brain Rot Jail. Right, I see what's the level that we can expect. Well, what we can expect, though, is that purple is now hitting Feudal Age. Feudal Age coming in at a precise 10 minutes and 36 seconds. And about 30 seconds behind that is MastyJames, coming in with 26 to 23 villagers. This right here is the Chinese advantage that I believe that you have if you, if you play it right. You can have a couple of villagers ahead, a couple of lead right there. Even though MastyJames is a little bit behind on TC time. That's about like 1 to 2 villagers on TC time, but still 2 villagers ahead because of the Chinese. So that's a great start with this civilization basically. Because, you have that extra villagers, I believe. That said, though, we're now going to come into the time where, holy shit, look at that fast castle, though. 25 seconds. Yeah, so it's about 2 villagers. I was right. I still somewhat know what I'm talking about. I gotta watch out, though. I gotta watch out. Because one of the things I've noticed is that I like to, talk a little bit about these games. Look at the games that I'm watching. And also, like, give you a little bit of insight as to, like, what I understand. And I get it. My understanding of the games isn't the best. It isn't really, like, I don't know that much about it. I do know that these villagers out here are kind of, yeah, they're kind of, like, standing there kind of, like, thinking, like, where do I go? Where do I go? Do you move? Do I move? Do you move? Do I move? Do you move? Do I move? That's a lot of villagers right here. It's pure skill. It is pure skill, as Purple says. But yeah, anyway, it's like I do know that there's some things over here that spacing can be good, and there's a little bit of insight that I have between different unit types, but a lot of it is me just like trying to learn myself from playing these games. And yeah, so I do notice that that's one thing that I kind of have to improve on. That probably what I'm saying is going to be missing a lot. It's not going to be as insightful as other people might be able to do. And at the same time, one of the things that I also want to do is make sure that it's a little bit entertaining. I'm not giving you the raw facts because again, I know that my knowledge is not that great. But some people have said it's like you got to be more aware about what's going on. Some people have said it's kind of like a bit boring to watch someone who doesn't know anything about what's going on to talk about what's happening on the screen. And I've learned from you. So what we're going to talk about right now is the grade migration. These people are fed up. They're fed up with their lives right there, working on the fields, working on the woods, and they're deciding to go the hell out, go the hell away, and do something. Now, I'm wondering whether Purple may have a similar idea. Nope. That's not happening, though. That's not happening, though. There we go. But that's what says, alright, this is an anomaly. Yes, something is happening right now that you normally would not understand, would not expect, and that's a castle. There is a forward castle coming in. I'd love to see Purple's perspective on this. Purple is not seeing anything. Crap right here is not expecting anything. The scout has been lost at some point in time. This right here is my blindness. I didn't know anything about that. And I do love, like, this is the awareness that I completely lack. Getting already Botkin arrow in before the castle is up. I would have, like, waited with getting, like, getting fletching after the castle was up, because then I realized, like, oh shit, I gotta go get myself some, some arrow power. But yeah, here we go. MastyJames coming in with that castle, that forward castle, and there we go. The first attacks are coming in. Now, there you go. Like, one of the things that I think is very beneficial, please correct me if I'm wrong, we do have the player here in chat who can tell us all about the thought process behind it. I can only be wrong here, but basically, like, the one thing that I expect is really, really good about this forward castle is, first of all, they kind of put your opponent on the back foot. They gotta go and, like, and build this wall right now. They gotta go change up their plans. We have these villagers right here punching a stone wall, which, if you play Minecraft, makes a whole bunch of sense. You can go punch yourself through some stone or punch yourself through some trees, but I've actually tried to punch myself a hole in the wall, but it doesn't really work all that well. That's actually not a joke. That's actually not a joke. I actually did one day kind of try to punch a hole in the wall, and it kind of like broke my wrist almost. But anyway, we do see the the archers coming out, the elite unit. But as I was saying, like one of the things that this castle does, it puts the pressure on the opponent. They have to go build this wall. Right now already, like 4 of these archers can just like kind of start screwing around here with the farms, start screwing around, getting some idle villagers, or just having to move the villagers around, or even getting some kills. Look at that. That is wonderful. So that's kind of like the plan here, and you can also take the opponent's forward stone. So that's also nice. It gives you the advantage, but at the same time, it does come at the cost of your eco, because at the same time as you're like looking over here, I would not be able to like look all that much over here. And as you can see right here, especially when it comes to in terms of farms, there's only 3 on food right here for MastyJames, and if we go right here, there's also only 3 on food for crap. But there's more farms here. It's just that all the farmers have been killed. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean to say. Anyway. Right here, the Chooks are coming forward. MastyJames says, I did it because China versus Chooks late game is horrible matchup for China, so I need to make something happen before them, and the Chooks are cool and good. I see. So this right here is something I was talking about a little bit at the start of the stream, where we're talking about like the different stages of Age of Empires, and one of the things that I'm not really all that great at, but which I think is something that's really, really important if you grow up to be a better player in this game, is that you learn to read the flow of the game, and learn to read that, hey, you know, when it comes to certain civilizations, they're better at the start of the game than others, and some are like really, really good at the end, and some aren't all that much. So I'm gonna have to make sure I make my move here. For me, I'm still trying to figure out the civilizations, but yeah, that's something that we're seeing right here, and that means that right now it is basically like Crab's job to defend her base as much as she can, so that you push it towards the late game. The more that you can stall this aggression, the more that you can keep this away, and you know, defend yourself, the more that the tides will turn into your favor. You'll see later when I just prioritize upgrades all over. I see. So we have a little bit of insight about what's going to happen. We see some right here. We have some Chukanu's being masked. You can't see that because I'm sitting in front of it, but you know, they're coming. They're coming, all right. They're coming right there, and they're coming for that hole in the wall that was punched there. Now, I did actually punch that hole in the wall, which didn't just... I don't just go around punching holes in walls, by the way. It's not... If you're seeing me, like, stream or talk about this game for the very first time, you're just thinking, like, hey, you know, this guy's talking about how he punches holes in the walls. That's not what I am. You know, I don't just go around punch holes in the walls. It was actually, like, around a swimming competition. It was, like, one of the nationals, I think it was, like, the third nationals I went to. It was a rough time. Because, you know, like I just gone to like one of the better teams here in Holland to go and focus more on swimming. I was like 13, 14 years old or so, and I was like, man, this right now is my time to make it. Because around the time when you're a teenager, it's like that's the moment that you see all the main characters in anime like have something that they're the greatest at, and you gotta devote your life towards something. If you devote your life towards that something, you gotta be the best in it. Otherwise, your life is meaningless. Actually, it isn't, but you know, like that's the way you're being told by all the media. So you really feel like you gotta be the best. So I was really striving to be really, really good at swimming, and I made it to the nationals. I was actually like in second place, I believe, for like second place or something. Like I was in a really good shot for the medals. I was playing with swimming with a friend of mine, who was also really, really good. We were swimming the I believe it was the 200 breaststroke, and as we're seeing this push go forward right now, and yeah. He got second place, I know, and then I got fourth place by like 0.8 of a second, which is just like that divided by like 100. It is so bad. It was so bad. I was so mad, and it wasn't the first time that it happened because the day before I lost a relay by the same amount, like 0.8 of a second. I was mad. I had to punch a hole in the wall. Anyway, speaking of holes in the walls, right now we see that the Chukanas have come through. The Chukanas have come through. They gotta fall back a little bit because of the towers. This right here is a tower rush, the 24-minute tower rush that Crab was talking about. Obviously, like that, you know, the tower rush happens in 24 minutes. That's always when I do my tower rush as well. But that is a pretty good defense. This is something which really, really like bogs me down quite a bit, especially when I see these towers come up. Don't really have good siege units. It's like I don't know what to do. Like I'm very much afraid. I'm very, very much afraid of arrows. So I don't really like to walk my units around it. And I think that Misty sort of had the same idea to try and like shoot down the TC over here. Take that down. So there's no imp gonna be happening over here, which for sure wasn't gonna happen. But it won't happen here anyway. Though there is a new TC coming up over here outside. This right here is the little outside planet that we have over there. The satellites that I think are good to make sometimes. But yeah, MastyJames says, well, in an ideal world, this is where I would go imp. As we can see, like you do have some of the resources for it. You are completely unaffected at home, but you decided to have some fun, which I can totally understand in a lobby called Brain Rot the Game. Brain rot jail. That was it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wei Shang says that's life. I accept that life is never fair. Well, you gotta make it fair, right? You just gotta play around with it. You gotta play around with it. Like coming in with some more Chukanus and just gonna go have some fun with it. Let's see. The tower. What will the tower do? Will Macy go through the tower or not? No. The tower is too much. The tower is too much. Like, it's honestly, like, towers. I always feel like if I place towers, my opponent is very easily able to, like, kind of move through them and, like go around them. Don't worry about it. If I see a tower, I'm kind of like this. Kind of like, yeah, I can't go through here. I can't go through there. I'm gonna have to go figure something out. I'm gonna have to go and figure something out. Well, let's see what May's gonna do, because right now it's a bit of a stalemate at this point in time with the forward pressure being applied, and then right here, purple just going full for the eco right here. We do see him coming in. The fun was not to be had with the towers. So yeah, I saw the next tower went back to the imp idea. Yeah, I figured as much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, let's see right here. We have a whole bunch of gold being mined over here. One of the things that I think is really interesting is, as we can see right here, purple is expanding out quite a bit right here with 3 TCs, taking that middle gold over here, taking the wood line over there. I'm not seeing that many villagers over here yet, but it is a very interesting placement of moving out of the trajectory where your opponent might not go towards, because it might very well be. And Macy just decides to focus on here, and if this here gets taken out, of course that will be a big blow. But, you know, you might be able to build up something over there. So right here we have a new attack coming in, even before imp hits. There are some villagers to be taken down. And oh boy, that was a good dodge. So this right here is one of the most dangerous things that you can have with a large mass of archers. Yes, archers right now, they do take down villagers quite well. A villager only has to come sort of close and they're dead. But if you have a mangonel over there and it hits a good shot, you could have had a whole bunch of good archers. So yeah, this right here is this could make or break a game. And we have another 2 mangonels coming in over here. And so far, it is a bit like silence for the storm before imp. Let's look at purple's resources right now, because purple at this point in time has been like trying to probably like stabilize, keep the eco up, and at some point hopefully go to imp. Now, as you can see, because of like taking out a TC and applying the pressure here, the farms have not been able to be used all the way over here. Only these farms have been able to be used. We do see like a whole bunch of villagers on foot right now, but we'll see. Imp is coming in. Brazier is coming in. What is happening with the satellites over here? The satellites over here have actually gone expanded into the farms that have been missed out in the main base. So that's quite good. We have stone being mined over here. So yeah, I can see right now the clock may start to be ticking a little bit, Nasty. You know, you said you wanted to avoid the late game with the Chinese. So yeah, we have the elite Chukunu coming in, which increases their attack. But yeah, at this point in time, this might be a time where Crab may feel like she has a chance of going towards imp at some point. Of course, not right now, but you see that gold count increasing. You see the university coming up. I do believe there was also a monastery somewhere. Or did that monastery... I think you took down that monastery. So, okay. Well, the monastery has been taken down, but that's only need to be built. And then imp should be satisfied. Look at that, though! Oh, this is what I was talking about. If you have a couple of mangonels and you have a couple of archers, the archers better be wary. That's Muffin says, what's the shooting comp here? Comp late game? I'm not that much into arena. I'm willing to learn. Help SO comes to mind. Actually, I think that Macy will be best to answer that. Siege Energy just destroys China. Yeah, I think especially like these right now are still mangonels. But yeah, no cannon, no redemption monk, not great calf. I think that's in response to that's Muffin. So yeah, it would kind of be as that's Muffin says, basically like help Siege Energy and then play around with that. As we see right here, this standoff kind of going along, and the traps are coming out. The traps are coming out probably on the back castle over here. So far though, the Chukanas have been able to take down the mangonels. Whew. See, these are the battles. These are like battles that can kind of decide a match. Now, this right here is totally not a decider just as of yet, as far as I can see. I mean, like, things could still happen. But there's like small little things where if those mangonels had flattened out this mass of archers, That would have been really, really bad. Right, well, we see the first trebs coming in. In the meantime, we see a castle coming up right here over on this little sentinel stage. Now, I'm curious if I click right here on Macy, whether you were aware of this. This was not something that you seem to have been aware of around this time. So I'm curious as to how that's gonna play out. Again, like I tend to quite like building out like a little site base and like going off script a little bit, because it's just something that people don't expect. But then again, you are quite vulnerable if people find out. And a lot of times, if you move a large amount of units away from there, people do tend to find out. But right here, we see the cleanup happening. That's really what I like the moment. Like you can have traps out. That's when you can start to feel like, man, I'm gonna start to clean up. Towers can go away. TCs can go away. This tower though, this tower will just go away by the Chukanas themselves. Hot damn. Hot damn, man. This right here is something that I would not dare to try. This is still something like I'm still too afraid of towers, and I think like I'm a little bit too much afraid, especially because most of my games I've obviously played them very early on. I never really go all that much late. But yeah, there we go. First tower down. And now, what do we have coming in? We have rocketry come in. We have chemistry come in. And now it is basically just time to see whether Purple's Eco can still do something. There are a lot of idols here though. A lot of eco is focused on defending. And even though there's a satellite over here, I'm not seeing much offensive action. I mean, like, the military count is 1. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Now, I'm wondering, Macy, what would have been, like, your trash unit? Because, like, basically, like, it seems like your trash unit right now for your Chukanus is your Trebs. Is that something that, that I should trash into with with my with my Chukanus if I played the Chinese, or was that just because there was so little army resistance that you just decided to like, let's not make it trash unit, let's just go full on into my Chukanus. We do see imp come in for Purple, but right now there are so little army units that it's basically just come down to Phil fighting against the Chukanus. MastyJames says, in an ideal world, I would have added eco instead of stuff like E-Chuk, rocketry, chemistry, etc. Because you don't need them these upgrades to kill the base. But this is a situation where you're worried about a trash unit. I have 50 fills, and this isn't the army comp time. I see. I see. You're just like, we're just gonna go 1 unit, and if this is gonna be taken down, that's it. It's an all-in. Well, it's also an all-in for fleeing. Look at that. Look at that. And I guess that this is about the time that you discovered that new base over here. I guess it's about time. You use leftover eco for trash generally. He has very low eco. Yeah, like you really haven't like expand on that at all. But that's basically the all-in on here. And like even like, but with this, you basically almost even it out. And now you found this base over here. This base right here is completely down. That Treb over here trying to attack the 2 villagers, and then right here we have the next push coming in. So basically this means that this is, as far as I can tell, where it comes down to. If these scorpions can take down a lot of your army, then it's basically over. But if you can push through here, then you win. See, this right here is the flow of the battle that I would love to learn more about. And I think that the only way for me to learn about this is as we look at this, where the scorpions get flattened, but the archers get flattened too. Dude, holy shit, this got a lot more close than I thought it would be. Because basically what we saw is we saw about 10 scorpions going against a mass of, I believe it was like 40 archers. And God, it got close there. It got close there. We have about 7 remaining here, and the GG is cold because the entire army is gone. And the Trebs were coming in there, and that was it. But yeah, that was the game. Again, this is something where I really need to grow into, and I think that a lot of this comes down to like reading the game for just watching a lot of games and learning to spot an all-in. One of the things that I did kind of notice that, you know, you stop producing that many villagers. But yeah, like the all-ins and like the win conditions on that is like the defense over here was pretty damn good at the start. It's like one of the things that I probably would have done if I was playing purple right here is probably would have gone like trying to build up as much army to try and stop it. But yeah, you know, like it's basically survive. And even right here, man, I got it a bit dicey over there. Look at how many archers there are still. 7 archers. Woo! Oh boy.